Hi, Releasefire here, so I'm going to talk you through how to get dinosaurs in Jurassic World Evolution 3. If the video helps you out, drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But the process starts with the Science Center. If you haven't got a Science Center, you need one to be able to get more dinosaurs. And from here, you can see fossils or you can see research. You can see the tabs there you can choose from. From research, you can research additional things, and I'll come back to that a little bit later on. But then you can also tab across from that area to expedition map, and this is where you send out your scientists to conduct an expedition to find new fossils, and with those fossils they can code the genome needed for new dinosaurs. If you don't have the expedition map tab, it means you haven't got an expedition center, so you need to build one of those if you haven't already. If you haven't got one available to build, then you'll have to research it, but once you do, you'll get the map in place. So you can see all the ones you can access, and you can see some of them have unlocks required. For most of those unlocks, it will be a case of researching each type of dinosaurs, and I'll go back to the screen to show you exactly where to do that. But for any that you've unlocked or any that you research and then subsequently unlock, you come to the expedition map, you choose one of the locations, and you send your scientists to get the fossils that you need. Once you've got the fossils, you then get them to decode those into a genome, and once you've got enough of the data to be able to do that, you can create a new dinosaur. Now, I will show you exactly what to do with that in a bit more detail, but before I get to that, I'm going to talk you through how to research dig sites. So go back to research, go to dig sites, and then you can see all the different types of dinosaurs that you can potentially unlock in the game. Now, some of these are locked behind progress in the campaign. You can see for that one, I need to progress to China. And for tiny herbivores, I need to achieve a security rating of 15. But the general gist is you come here, you find out what you need to do to unlock each one of these, and you can start progressing that. So for example, for small carnivores, the dig site there, I just need to increase my logistics skills for my scientists. But for the tiny carnivores dig site, you need to achieve a security reputation of 15. Now, you pick up security points by completing contracts and releasing dinosaurs. You can see underneath each one of these contracts, there's a little sign that says how many points you're going to get for each one of your reputations. So there's entertainment reputation, there's security reputation, and there's conservation reputation. And you get different points for different contracts and different points for different dinosaurs that you release. However, you can also see that there is a max on my security rating, and what that is a cap. This means that your points are capped and you can't earn any more points for any of those reputations that have reached their maximum cap. And there's a process to unlock that cap. If you're confused about it, I'll talk you through it now. Essentially, you need to complete site objectives, which will allow you to then raise your reputation limit. But site objectives means the entire site. So for an entire location in the map, you need to complete that whole objective. But when I completed Clark County, I also needed to do the story progress, so I needed to access the new sites to be able to progress. So in that case, I needed to have a total of 5 stars to be able to move on, and a reputation of 10 with each of the sectors, and completing site objectives in North America. So it was only once I'd done all those things that I actually managed to progress. So you can see in the bottom right hand corner that by this stage I'd already completed Clark County, but I still didn't lift my limit. It's only when I got the extra star rating in another one of the locations in North America that I actually raised my limit, and then I unlocked the new locations in China, and by doing that you can see my limit is much higher, and then I could go back to earning reputation points with the process that I talked you through a little bit earlier. And with all that information, you should be able to get more dinosaurs by following that process. Some of the unlocks are more challenging than others, like the large carnivores dig sites. That will require a security rating of 55, so that's going to take a lot more time and effort. But the general process is to choose one of these research areas, progress any unlocks, and then you'll be able to research that type of dinosaur. That will then unlock that dinosaur at dig sites throughout the world map. One of the other reasons you might not be able to select the research is because you don't have enough scientists to meet the requirements. You can see there in the bottom right hand corner that I don't have enough logistics skill to be able to unlock medium carnivores. So then I need to go into the scientists tab and then hire new scientists to be able to meet that requirement. So if I have enough scientists with enough logistic skills, then I'll be able to start the process of researching that dig site, and then new dig sites will be added to the expedition map for medium carnivores. So for example, for armored herbivores, for the ankylosauruses and things like that, I needed 3 more logistics skills. So then I tab over to scientists, hire myself a new scientist, and then from there I can head back into research and then choose dig sites once again, and then this time I can go to that armored herbivore node and I can choose it, and then I can assign my scientists and start the process of researching that. And then it's a case of just waiting for that research to complete. You can see it in the bottom right hand corner of the screen as it counts down. Now as you've just taken on more staff, you are going to get unrest, and to solve that you need a staff center and you need to research that. If you're not too sure how to do that, I'll be doing a video on that process relatively soon, and you can check that out linked above as soon as that's in place. The other thing you can do at a staff center is you can train the scientists that you've got. So that's an alternative to hiring in more scientists. But if you train your scientists, their wages go up anyway. So it's like, either way, you're going to lose a little bit of money. But as soon as the research is completed, you can head back into the expedition map, and then you can check out these different dig sites to find new dinosaurs. So the Ankylosaurus is in there so that I can do that research. So then it's just a case of selecting that one, putting my scientists in place and sending them off. They will then come back with the fossil samples, and I'll show you what to do with those next. So go into fossils, and then you can see all the fossils you got back from the dig site. Select the ones to make up enough of the spaces on the right hand side, and then set your scientists to do this. If you haven't got enough scientists, then you need to hire more scientists, but I suspect you will have done that already. And then as soon as that's done, you can then go to a hatchery. If you haven't got a hatchery, you need to get one and put it onto one of your enclosures. And then once you've got a hatchery, you can then choose which dinosaur you want to make. But you'll only be able to do this if you've got enough of the genetic coding to synthesize that dinosaur. So if you didn't get enough fossils the first time around, then you'll need to go back to more dig sites to get enough of the genome. Once you've done that, you can then choose the dinosaur that you want to be able to set your scientists to create for you. And then once that's done, you choose which ones to release into your area. And again, there'll be a little bit of a process for the scientists to do that. But once that's done, you can release them into your park, into your enclosure. And it's a similar story for hybrids. So these are the extra dinosaurs that you can get. For these, it's just a case of increasing the genomes, which you can see in the bottom right hand corner. And all of the other tips and information that I've gone through already will help you out with that process. And then for Sandbox Creative, all of the dinosaurs will be available as soon as you build yourself a hatchery. So just get yourself the hatcheries, and then you can choose the dinosaur that you want to release. And that is how to get dinosaurs in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Like I said before, hopefully the video helps you out. If it does, drop a like below, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already with the link on the left hand side. And you can see more of my guide videos for Jurassic World Evolution 3 with the links on the right hand side.